I'm Vera Adembo Ochiel, a certified special needs teacher who trained at Moi University. It's in Eldoret, Kenya. I'm currently employed. I have more than 2 years experience in teaching special needs with education. I'm also a black belt holder from the 1 Million team in partnership with Queen's University. I'm a member of Special Educational Professionals and also a mentor at Hope Worldwide Kenya with an interest to pursue a new and competitive environment to offer growth to my professional development. I have an interest in teaching, cultural exchange, and also getting to learn more about how different education systems in the world run. My hobbies are volunteering and reading because I know I have the right skills, abilities, and attitudes to become a special needs teacher. Also, my passion for teaching and helping learners explore their fullest potential is what made me become a special needs teacher, due to how I was raised, due to how my other previous teachers nurtured me. I can coach and supervise swimming, horse riding, and other extracurricular games like running, jumping, that are good for psychomotor skills for children with special needs. With special needs, it's all about the child's abilities and developmental milestones, but I've handled children from ages 3 years to 24 years. Some of the subjects include pre-vocational skills, communication skills, social skills, cognitive skills, which include literacy and numeracy, sensory motor and creative activities, religious and moral education. We also have psychomotor activities, digital literacy skills, among others. Plan through the IEPs, which helps in coming up with the daily lesson plan, also coming up with the necessary resources that are required, like flashcards, objects, among others. Also in preparing the daily visual timetable for the children, where they're supposed to know what is to be done at what time. Some of the activities that are included in the lesson plan include fine motor activities. These may include things like beading, puzzles, tearing, cutting, among others. Also cognitive skills like numeracy and literacy, where depending on the child's ability, we may be handling with them pre-numeracy or pre-literacy or basic numeracy or basic literacy. Also, in the lesson plan, an occupational therapist session or physiotherapist based on the individual ability of the child and individual needs of the child has to be included. I always anticipate on what can upset the child's balance and always work on to prevent it. But in case it happens, for example, for the noisy ones, I have picture cards where I get to show them that they need to be quiet. This has already been oriented to them. And maybe for those who are non-attentive, I just walk to their seat and redirect them back to the task through non-verbal cues like pointing. You will find the children engaged in literacy activities, blending sounds, singing rhyme songs, coloring, numeracy, among others. Developing IEPs, which helps to track the child's progress through listening, where you can be able to see, especially if you are assessing on social and communication skills, through frequent assessments, which enables one to come up with the next plan, through informal observation, where you get to see where a child is and where there's a gap that needs to be filled, through a portfolio, where a child has files for different worksheets that was done from when it all began until where he or she is now, and you get to see where the gaps are. Also through projects like maths making, you get to see the end output and the end result and know where there's a gap. We do use digital literacy at school, although we don't use smart boards, but then we have monitors and desktops where children get to use them to watch short videos, to use PowerPoint presentations. For example, if we are handling a topic on environmental skills like plants, they get to showcase for them the different kinds of plants and their colors and all that, where they can also see word problems and various topics. In addition to that, using digital literacy in class is a form of a multisensory approach, where, for example, if you're doing transport and then you display a PowerPoint presentation on cars, on buses, they get to see it and also hear the sounds that are made from the different forms of transportation. The teaching strategies that I use include play strategy. As a member of special educational professionals, they strongly encourage us to use play, which also motivates the child. As much as they are learning, they are also having fun. So this may include games, songs, and even rhymes. Also direct instructions, where I get to tell the child what to do and also show them on how to do it. I have challenges as special needs teachers, which is totally normal, as that is what we are trained to do and handle. So one of the difficult encounters that I had was a child who was being used to being left alone to do his things, and when he came to school and found that there's a structure that he has to follow, he totally rioted. So he couldn't do any classwork, and when it was class time, he could cry and soil his clothes. This in turn triggered other children, and they started crying and no classwork could be done. So what we did, we had to include help from other therapists, like a behavioral therapist, a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, and at the end he was helped and that problem was resolved, and he was able to calm down and get to be integrated in the school system. I am flexible. I have done special needs with education. That means I can teach in a regular school and also a special school. In my teacher training, I went to a regular secondary school, which is purely teacher-centered, where the learner totally depends on you as a teacher to be able to provide the learning materials and everything. But then when coming to special school, I had to restructure everything, my teaching methods and everything, to be more of a learner-centered approach, where in special schools it's usually child-centered. You get to give the child options, and then they get to choose what they like, and from there you help them develop, explore, and learn from what they like. And also knowing when to offer direct instruction to the learner. This is totally different from what is in the secondary, where you have to provide direct instruction to the learner at all times.